Hello, I'm live, important person, celebrity here. Hurry up, friggin' beezers. What are my thoughts on reaction channels, Jordy? They're my friends. Yes, this is a recorded video. And I think for this particular subject, it will just be easier for me to do a recorded video versus just being distracted by all of your opinions and comments in the beezing live streams. So that's why I'm doing this. And it is like 3:30 in the morning and I cannot sleep. I am currently trying to detox from relying on THC edibles, cannabis edibles, high doses to get to sleep, and I've just been trying to switch over to chamomile tea, and yeah, so it's not going too well so far. But I also am processing a lot of emotions and trauma from the past 10 months. I'm still realizing that everything I've gone through, and over the subsequent months, maybe even years, I'm sure I'll be processing this for a long time. And this whole past 10 months or so that I'm going to talk about just some things. I'm in the middle of a legal proceeding where charges were pressed for domestic violence. So I just want to put a trigger warning out there. If you are very sensitive to the subject of domestic violence, then, or any legal problems or any legal battles or things like that, you may not want to watch this video. So, I was not told that legally I'm not allowed to talk about what happened, but I was advised it's probably best not to talk about certain things while this case is still going on. Unfortunately, these kinds of domestic violence cases they can drag on forever. So I just wanted to kind of like clear up some of your questions very generally regarding what's happening right now. I don't want to go into detail about what he's done to me. I've talked about that in some streams. I don't think I handled it properly, but I was like out of my mind on drugs most of the time. And just out of my mind. Like I was, when you're going through trauma like that, when you're in it, you just, I don't know. Like, I don't think I would have been able to do it if I wasn't on something, honestly. Like, if I wasn't able to numb myself. And, you guys have just seen how I was in my live streams, and it's just so hard for me to look at myself like that, actually. I pretty much woke up today with a whole new lease on life, and I am doing a lot better right now. I don't know how this will affect me long term. I do have weekly sessions still set up with my therapist, and I really need them. So I'm looking forward to that. I want to just talk about this with her for like as long as I need to, just to get through the trauma. I'm using that word because I'm still realizing that I've been through something traumatic, and I'm trying to be kind to myself because I didn't handle things probably the best, but really I've never been in this situation before. I've never met anyone like this. I've never, it's really hard when you're in it to really recognize what you're going through. And even when you do start seeing signs, it's hard to leave because at that point you're in it, you know, you're invested, and you want to see you want to hold out, hoping that things will change, hoping that things will get better. And I truly believe you can really be addicted to a person for all the wrong reasons, like toxic reasons. So that being said, I know I'm going to get an extreme amount of really bad backlash, but I'm at a point now where I just have to say my truth anyways. So how people handle that at this point, I mean, I'm just going to say my truth and whatever. I know there were questions about if I had dropped the charges and everything like that. At the beginning, I wasn't going to, because, well, I had gone and made the report, and I think when I had gone to the police, I go from thinking that like this whole relationship, because of how it's online and how this whole thing has been back and forth and silly, and we've made fun of each other, we've made jokes online, there's parodies, the reaction channels, everything has made this whole case seem like a joke and seem like completely not credible. So I was at that time like motivated to report everything. I don't know what my motivation was to go to the police station that day. I think it was a mixture of things. It was like a perfect storm of things. It wasn't just one incident. It wasn't just me just being pissed off at him in that moment. It was an accumulation of going through just like emotional torment with like Dee Dee being there, and just like the whole situation of everything. And I just felt like with him like making fun of me so bad online with my underwear and everything, it was just like I was just being pushed and pushed and pushed. And like, I know I talked a lot about him too online. I did say some very personal things, but again, those are all things that were true and that did happen to me. And now that I look back on it, I've always been torn, like with a moral dilemma of like when I first met him, I probably shouldn't have come online and like been so personal about everything, like with drug use and sex and everything. 'Cause like, you don't know how someone's going to handle that. But I never expected him to be doxxed and for anyone to find out his identity. So for me, it was just supposed to be a Tinder hookup and not, do you know what I mean? But I had already said things and people found out about him, and then the abuse just kept happening and like this cycle of abuse over and over. And, it's just a mess. So, with this cycle, speaking of which, because it will help you understand a bit why I didn't leave, or why I kept going back, or why I retracted the charges, which I'm getting to. I know you're waiting. Why would I keep going back? I loved him. I thought I loved him. There's something called trauma bonding I'm looking more into. I don't really understand it fully, but people keep throwing that at me. And like, from what I see, it makes a little bit of sense why you would keep being in this vicious cycle. Again, this is so new to me. I don't know. I just was just always drained, like just emotionally drained all the time. You guys like could just see how I was. But like I said, like from the very beginning, the second night when I met him, like he had me like hooked. He slowly got me hooked on him. Like I became more and more into him, liked him as a person. I didn't see this side of him. Like I saw some red flags, but as a person who's just always wanted validation and attention from people, I think I was like liking the attention and stuff like that, so, I actually like really, really believed his lies, which were plentiful. Actually, I don't even know if there's like any truth in there at all, really. Me talking about this in general will really piss him off. But I'm trying to be respectful in the sense of respecting the case, not just talking shit. I'm actually just wanting to clear some things up. So the intention of this video is not like malicious or anything. It's just to tell my story, basically. But he won't understand that because he doesn't even admit to anything. So yeah, which makes everything a lot harder on me. And given how I've retracted things so many times, and you know, it's not good for me either. It doesn't look good on me either. So anyways, so on February 27th, I sent an email. I had sent a couple emails to the detective with proof. Not proof, but like, sorry, not proof. Because you guys were all not there. So there's not really proof, but with just some information that I was supposed to get to him. And then I sent another email on February 27th. I did send the email. I will insert the screenshot here. I freaked out and was in a time where that was, I don't remember if I had sent that email before or after going over there. That one time I told you I went over there. And when I was there, things were like, we were talking as if like, it was so weird because like she was upstairs working, and so you have this other woman he's taking advantage of and using upstairs, and then you have me downstairs like coming and bringing him stuff, and like it seemed like we were just gonna like get back together or like make up or somehow try to make things work. So the first step, of course, in any situation like that, and this is apparently very common. I've been doing a lot of research on the situation, what it looks like for domestic violence cases, and it's very, very complicated, and it's just it can be so messy. So that's another thing that's just like killing me. Like literally my anxiety is just so, like, this whole thing is just, I think it's aged me like 20 years. And anyway, so I asked to retract the statement, and I mean, my claims. And as you see, I do say they did happen, but I just don't think I want to go through with any legal proceedings. Like, you know, I don't just feel well enough. Like, I don't feel like I can handle that shit right now. And especially with someone like him, because he's just very conniving and calculating and just smart. And I'm just really, you know. So, I just feel like I'm just scared. I don't know what's going to happen. After this video, I'm not going to talk about it for a while. For me to at least keep some of my sanity, I think it's better that I just, no contact whatsoever. That includes me not watching anything remotely related to him on YouTube. I might see it pop up once in a while, but that's okay. I mean, whatever. I'm going to have to deal with that. I wanted to get back together with him. There was like a time where I was like, am I going to go, where are we going to get back together? And the thing is like, as you can see here, I got this information from a lawyer website here in Ontario. As you can see, it's very complicated. It's not as easy as that. And it's not in my hands anymore. Like, the detective told me that it's up to the Crown now what they want to do, but they will let the Crown know that I wanted to drop the charges. I changed my mind a lot on that. Like, right now, I don't really want to drop the charges because I go through phases where I feel like I'm owed my right. And then I also feel like, but then I also feel guilty. and like it's my fault. And I keep thinking it's all my fault. It's all my fault. Because that's how he made me feel for like the 10 months. Every single time he would do something, it was always my fault. Anything abusive, it was always my fault. Like that I made him, that he got that way, that I hurt him, so he had to hurt me. So it's just like, you know, so it's not in my hands, and it depends. The reason is because it really depends on a lot of factors. So like, it depends if he, like if the person has a prior criminal case, a prior case of domestic violence, and we know that that is the case, they usually won't drop it if there's any prior. So they are going to investigate it more than likely. And I feel good in my decision to report it. Actually, I'm glad I did it in the end, because I think it was the right thing to do. Sometimes we get in fights with somebody we're sleeping with, or somebody we're with or hanging out with. Even little things, like even some things, like somebody like threatening you with a remote control, that's violent, that's abusive. You know, like things that we don't realize they are. And you don't realize how it affects you. Like, even if you try to push these things in the back of your mind, like they haunt me every day. I have way worse anxiety. My anxiety's just been through the roof. My mental health has been declining. My health in general has just been declining. So I want to try to not focus on it on YouTube. I really, really, really will need your guys' support and help in this, and you guys have been, and I appreciate it. I just really need to not talk about it right now on my channel. Like, but I needed to let you know what's going on so far. But I don't want to, I'm not going to share like beyond what I already did, like full details about everything that happened. I'm not going to do that right now. He denies everything. Like I said, you guys already know. He pretty much even acts like I was zero for like the whole 10 months. Like I was nothing, but like, that's laughable because like, I'm not nothing. Like all of my stuff is there. So how am I nothing? But I was clearly there for 10 months. So it's not, you can't just pretend like I didn't exist for 10 months. That's not going to work. But anyway, okay. So yeah, so that's what I'm dealing with. And I did ask for that to be retracted. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I haven't gone back and asked for him to be charged again, because that's just, I mean, I don't know. I'm just going to leave it. Like, leave it. I almost want to keep the charges dropped. Like, I almost don't want to go in a battle with this. I honestly, guys, don't know how I'm going to handle it. Like, I just can't. And then there's also like, I'm afraid of like what will happen to me. Like, I'm afraid he'll do something to me if I do go through with this whole court battle. Like, I just want to be done away with him. I don't want to think about him anymore. And because of this, now I have to. So that's another reason that I just wanted to drop the charges. But at the same time, then he gets away scot-free. Could happen to someone else. And I just get no justice at all, you know. I don't feel like I deserve justice. I don't feel like I deserve any help. I don't feel like I feel like I'm being judged by everybody, even the police, even though I know it's probably just in my head, my insecurities, but that's how I feel. Like, I feel like I'm just being laughed at everywhere, and I know I am. But it's been hard. So, I guess that's it. I just wanted to let you know that. I'm just, like I said, slowly realizing things. about the relationship, that like things like whenever he would be so upset about like certain things like Pete's, or if I was talking to somebody, or just whenever he would get really like upset about stuff or aggressive, sometimes I would think, oh, he's doing it because he loves me so much. And it's just like, actually, it's just like him wanting to control me. And yeah, so anyway, that's about it for now. Again, beyond this video, that's the last I'm going to say right now. I think I should be allowed to talk about things, but I have to be careful just for now too. So, so I appreciate you listening to my story, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys. And of course I'm stupid and desperate, so I'm fucking... like, I'm sorry, but this hurts my heart.
And as for you people, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all later.